Hi guys, and welcome to my latest video. Today I'm going to do a video that I've been meaning to do for a while. We didn't go outsourcing, so that's why Rebecca's not here, by the way. But I didn't go outsourcing or anything, so I thought I'd put up a video today that I've been meaning to do for quite a while. I made a video a few weeks, maybe even months ago now, talking about stock being everywhere and the right mindset to approach charity shops with. And I said in that video that I would also be making one for auctions and for boot sales. So I thought today I would talk about the right mindset, especially when it's coming into the end of boot fair season, to talk about the right mindset for auctions, because some of you guys I know in the UK reselling group have been talking about auctions, and they do get mentioned a fair bit. So I think, I don't have masses of experience, I'll put this out there, but I do have enough experience. I've been to quite a few different styles of auctions, and I have an idea of what it's like, at least, and what to expect when you go to all different auctions. And I've already been to a few auctions up here, and again, all different styles. Now, the first thing to do when you're thinking about going to an auction is research. Like with anything, it is all about research. Whether you're going to charity shops, boot fairs or auctions, you need to know what the best ones around you are. And when I say what the best ones around you are, it doesn't actually mean that they're the best or the worst. It's that they suit you the most in terms of what you're after. There is no point in you going to the best auction in your area, which sells nothing but fine art and jewellery, where the prices are fetching thousands and thousands of pounds, because chances are it's not what you're after. So even though it might be the best auction, in terms of reputation and whatnot, it's about as useful as a chocolate teapot. So what you want to do is you want to find out local auctions to you, which use terms such as general auction, house clearance auction, that kind of thing, household goods or whatever, that kind of, just search those kinds of terms, and I'm sure you'll come across auctions which, bric-a-brac, that kind of thing. You look at those terms, bric-a-brac, house clearance, general auctions, that kind of thing. So once you've done a search on that, you're going to find that there's going to be auctions which are online, and then there's going to be some which still happen, but maybe you don't advertise online. Maybe they advertise in your local paper, so make sure you catch your local paper as well. But on top of that, you have to consider how the auction operates. So you're going to find some auctions that are strictly, you have to drive to the auction house and you have to sit there and bid and buy that way. And then there's other auctions, or they might also accept telephone bids. But now a lot of auctions are now also accepting internet bids. And the problem with internet bids is it's going to benefit the auction house more than anyone else, because you're going to get a lot of people bidding on stuff from all over the country, which is obviously going to push prices up. However, even worse than that, you're going to end up bidding on things that you think are something, but need I remind you? There you go. This is what happens when you bid on something without going and seeing it. Had I actually gone to the auction house, which wasn't even far away from me, it was just laziness, but had I gone to the auction house and had a look at this, I would have seen this is not a bronze statue on a marble base, as was described, and in the photos it looked like a bronze statue on a marble base. I only had an inkling that it wasn't when I won it quite cheaply, and obviously when I went to collect it, it smacked me in the face that it's just, there's nothing bronze about this. So that is what you risk. So not only you could potentially end up with another idiot like me bidding online, and suddenly you've got two people misinformed bidding on something that they shouldn't be bidding on, whilst all the guys that are in the auction room are laughing their asses off because they're like, ha ha ha, they're bidding on brass painted as bronze. So very, very important when you do find an auction to whether it offers online or not, make sure you go and look at the goods that you're purchasing, because with auctions there is no like returns policy. Once the hammer goes down, it's yours. So bear that in mind. So even though you might be able to bid on an auction 200 miles away from you and get something shipped, you don't really want to do that, because the cost of shipping is going to be expensive. Most auction houses are very particular about who they allow. You're not going to be able to send your friend who lives around the corner, or you're not going to be able to use the cheapest courier to go and collect. They often specify, we will only deliver using courier X or Y, and it's not going to be cheap, and they charge you for packing your goods as well. So bear that in mind. So it's not a good idea to bid on an auction miles away for that reason. Secondly, you're going to be paying, like I said, you're going to be bidding blind, because photographs can be deceiving. There's nothing like being there, because you don't know how much to go in on something. You might see a box of DVDs. Now on the surface it will just say box of DVDs. Now what if underneath that box of DVDs, hidden away, is a rare video game? Only the people that are in the room will know that. You're not going to know that, so your bidding is going to be based on what you can see only. Whereas the guys in the room are going to be more informed. And obviously you might clock on, hey, there's something else here, maybe I should pay more, but you don't know that, so you're going to be in a bit of a quandary there. So bear that in mind. So that's another reason why you shouldn't really be bidding on auctions that are miles away from you. And also, auctions, when you bid online, tend to charge you more. So I'll get into pricing and talking about costs of auctions as well, but if you bid online, you're going to be paying more. So for example, say the hammer price is 20 quid, and the people in the room have to pay like 15%. You'll probably have to pay 18% hammer price on top, something like that, 3%. It tends to be 3 to 5% more for the privilege of bidding online. So not only are you paying more, you're bidding blind, and it's going to cost you more to get it shipped to you, and you're just pushing, and you're going to be paying like higher prices as well, like I said. So it's not really a good idea when you think about it in those sense. Obviously, if you are local to an auction house, go and you're not able to make it for that day or whatever, but still go on the viewing days, check out the lots that you're interested in, and then by all means go home and bid at home if you're willing to pay the fees, and then obviously you can go and collect because it's your local auction house. So that is what I would strongly suggest. Very important to bear that in mind. Obviously the best auctions are the ones that don't offer online bidding, because it's just people that turn up that will benefit from them. So I would strongly suggest that you take those points on board when you're looking for auctions. The other thing to talk about, I know this is a little bit rambly because I've not actually written anything down, I'm kind of just going off the top of my head here. The other thing to talk about is when I'm reading a lot of comments about auctions and I get questions about auctions, don't think that they're like an Aladdin's cave. I think I mentioned this in a chat with Nick as well. Don't think that they're like a magic solution. They're not a magic bullet. They're not magic bullet, a silver bullet. A magic bullet's like, yeah, they're not a silver bullet. They're not going to fix your sourcing woes. If you're finding it to be a struggle to find quality stuff, auctions are just as hit and miss as boot sales, etc. Because you don't know who's going to be putting their stuff up for sale. You might get lucky and turn up on a day where some guy's getting rid of his whole collection of whatever, and you might be into that. It might be valuable and it might go cheap. Then again, you might go for the next 5 weeks and find nothing that's worth it, or find that people are bidding the prices up to the point where it's not worth bidding. So again, it's about consistency, about still checking the catalogs, still going and having a look. So bear that in mind as well. You need to put in just as much hard work when you go to an auction, if not more, because you need to make sure that your research is spot on, because you're paying more. This is probably going to be out of charity shops, boot fairs, auctions. Auctions are going to be where you spend the most money. You can easily spend insane amounts of cash picking up stock at auction, depending obviously on what kind of auction, etc. Like I talked about, whether it's higher up the scale or whether it's just general, boxes of bric-a-brac or whatever. So if you've got any further questions, please leave them in the comment section. If you found the video useful, please give it a thumbs up. And like I said, I do try to reply to all the comments. I hope you found this little insight into or like the mindset or like how to approach auctions useful. If you've got any constructive criticism, I'm open to that also. So thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow.